You got to stand right on there. Oh, so it's my job to read the proclamation. Awarded to Peaches G. Blank by the Board of Trustees, the administration, and the faculty of North Carolina State University in recognition of notable and distinguished contributions to the advancement of this great university. For her 10 years of service on the NC State Board of Trustees, serving for 5 years as the first woman chairwoman. First woman chairwoman. That's a lot of woman.
Oh, thank you.
And for her 8 years of leadership on the UNC Board of Governors. For her 10 years of service on the North Carolina Legislative Bond Oversight Committee, and for her contributions as a member of the Athletics Council, and for commitment as a lifetime member of the NC State Alumni Association, and for her volunteer service on the initial Board of Visitors, and for 5 years of service as chair of the NC State Endowment Board, and for her 8 years, my gosh, you've been around, for her 8 years of distinguished service on the Wolfpack Club Board of Directors, for notable service on the 1997 and 2004 Chancellor Search Committee, and for her time and commitment to the Park Scholar Selection Committee, for impact as a volunteer leader for the Goal Line Drive campaign and the campaign for NC State students, and for generosity as a member of the W.J. Peel Lifetime Giving Society, establishing a baseball scholarship, the Council of Humanities and Arts and Sciences Daniel C. Gunter Jr. Scholarship in honor of her father, and the Centennial Scholarship in the College of Textiles. For her contributions as recipient of the 1993 College of Humanities and Social Sciences Distinguished Alumna Award, and for her 4 decades of commitment to the greatest university in the country, and for her contributions to the community and to the state of North Carolina and society at large. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chancellor.
I get to.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I think they want this off.
And we have this for you. We'll hold this for you. Take a picture.
Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Chancellor Woodson and Chair Jenkins. This is simply better than an Oscar. And to Burley Mitchell, I can't tell you how honored I am to share this evening with you. You know, Burley is a great friend of this university. I have learned so much from working with Burley, and he's just like E.F. Hutton. When Burley talks, we all listen. But to the Chief, congratulations to you. Thank you for sharing this evening with me. You know, I can recall a moment in 1993 when the phone rang in Nashville very early one morning. And you know, a lot of people at State, like Kevin, don't understand that I'm a time zone away. So I answered the phone and I said, hello? And he said, Peaches, this is Dean Toole. And I have some important news for you. I cleared my throat and got myself together a little bit, and I said, well, Dean Toole, how are you? He said, you know, things are great at NC State, and we're going to honor you with the 1993 Distinguished Alumna Award. And I said, well, Dean Toole, I am shocked. To which he replied, so are we. True story. So Chancellor Woodson, a bad penny keeps turning up. And on a serious note, I have a lot of people to thank and so much to be thankful for. First, I need to thank, swore I wasn't going to lose it, my sweet daughter, Raleigh Ann. You know, Raleigh Ann was 9 years old when I started this journey to NC State. She never complained about my weekly flights. She never said anything about the endless hours I spent on the telephone. And she probably knew the words to the alma mater before most of you all did. She's been my cheerleader in so many ways. She is the daughter that every mom should have. Thank you, Raleigh. You know, I travel a lot in my life, and whether it's business or university or political or sometimes for fun, I'm often asked, where do you live? It's very easy for me because I say I own a home in Nashville, but I live on Southwest Airlines. But occasionally I'm asked, where are you from? And that always causes me to pause, and I'd like to answer it this way. Where am I from? I am from parents, Dan and Dee Dee Gunter, who gave me a full ride scholarship to this university, who taught me that higher education was the key and that giving back is what one ought to do. They have been with me every mile of this journey, up and down. They are the wind beneath my wings, and they're here tonight, my parents, Dan and Dee Dee Gunter. And I promise I'm not going to thank everybody in the room, but I should. But I do want to thank my family. You've just met my parents, Dan and Dee Dee, so the rest of my family is here, from my 87-year-old parents to my 6-year-old great niece, Adeline Layton. I also would say to the trustees and the Board of Governors members, my sorority sisters who are here, my college friends, a lot of people who I've traveled this journey with, thank you for your support, and I'm glad that you could come with me tonight. What should I say about Derek Close, Chancellor? Anything? You know, when people say, how do you know Derek or describe Derek, you know what I say about Derek? He's just like a butterfly. He just flits everywhere. He'll send you an email from Shanghai. The next day he calls you from Bentonville, Arkansas to tell you to get him a ticket for the football game. But what Derek Close is he's a giver. And NC State is so fortunate that Derek has given so much. But I'm blessed because Derek Close is my friend. Thank you, DC. I'm sorry that Tony had to leave. I'm sorry that Tony had to leave, but I should say that Tony Caravano, two-time student body president. In the short time since Tony's graduated, he's worked for the President Pro Tem. He's been a part of the UNC Tomorrow strategic plan for the university. He now works for Compass Group, and he's done that in a short period of time. And as the Chancellor and Ben Jenkins knows, Tony's just one of the many students that are great success stories at NC State. Whoa, so NC State is my family, and this university is the very fabric of who I am. Woven deep in my heart are her people. They're chancellors like Chancellor Woodson and Oblinger. They're the university executive officers and staff. It's talented deans, old deans Marvin and new deans. It's faculty members who mentor our students and who conduct transformational research on our university's campus and apply that research to make this a better world. It's that incredible, hardworking, never say no Wolfpack Club staff and the Wolfpack Club Nation and those student athletes who represent us on the playing field. It's all of you in this audience, but most important to me, and what calls us to be here tonight are our students. They're the best and the brightest. They are engaged. Take just a moment with them and you'll find out this world is going to be a better place because they're in it. We owe so much to these great, bright kids. It lets you know that two things happen. One, our admissions process really does work because we do have the best at our campus. And these are our students, and this is our state. Tonight is a very memorable evening for me. It calls to mind those sounds and the sights of our university. It's the chiming of the bell tower. It's seeing that bell tower washed in red to commemorate some great occasion on this campus. It is the whirling of those spinning machines. It's the chatter in the classroom. It's the debate that you hear from these students. It's the roar of the Wolfpack Nation at an athletic event. It's the sighs at the end of that Krispy Kreme challenge you saw, or it's the hammers and the nails as those kids build Shack-a-thon. For me, it was camp out before the Carolina game. And it's also that long procession of red graduation robes that our students wear. What a great sight that is to see. Or it may be the commissioning of the ROTC as we send those men and women off to serve our nation. These are the sights and the sounds of our university. This is what I hear. This is why we are here. This is not a good university, Chancellor. It is a great university. And as we work together, we can continue her greatness. And I can promise you, as the winds of Dixie softly blow, I will forever hold you and this university in the folds of my love and pride. Thank you.